Good evening, and welcome to the Cherry Hill West Weekly Report. I'm Mitch Feynman.
And I'm Joyce Sangre. The big news in the winter sports scene is the success of the boys' basketball team. Finishing the regular season with a record of 23-3, the boys qualified for the playoffs. They played Shawnee and defeated them 57-40. They advanced to the quarterfinals against Vineland in Lakewood last night. The boys won, advancing to the semifinals at Rutgers College in New Brunswick. If they win there, they go on to the state finals at Brainerd and in the Meadowlands.
For all those young intellectuals who have yearned to be a contestant on a game show but discovered that they are underage, New York Times Cable Television is sponsoring the Knowledge Bowl, in which two teams made up of 4 high school students battle it out for the $10,500 grand prize, which will go to their school scholarship fund. 33 of the 36 high schools in the South Jersey area are participating, including Cherry Hill West, which had its first match against Holy Cross last week. The team of Jeff Schumann, Shilpi Nayogi, Howard Masters, Seth Klukoff defeated the Holy Cross team by a score of 360-85. The victory will be replayed on NYT Cable Channel 2 on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Cherry Hill West's next match will be on April 28th. We wish them luck.
Last Tuesday, 14 West seniors were inducted into the Hall of Fame. Reporter Mitch Feynman spoke with several of the inductees.
Last week, 14 Cherry Hill West seniors were inducted into the Hall of Fame, an organization which recognizes the achievements of outstanding all-around students as elected by the faculty and their classmates. We have with us today 3 of those students, Scott Broder, Susan Desenhall, and Lisa Brzezinski. First of all, Scott, Susie, and Lisa, congratulations.
Thank you.
And we also have Ms. Sue Ampanius, coordinator of the Hall of Fame elections. Scott, how were you actually presented your award?
Well, see, we were all brought into an assembly, all the whole senior class, and 14 teachers were called up to the podium one by one, and nobody knew who the students were until the actual time they were called out. So each teacher went up and presented the person's activities, and then they called out the person's name with the whole spiel from the band, and then we were escorted up by the cheerleaders, and it was really a fun thing.
Great, thank you. Susie, why do you think Hall of Fame is important at our school?
Well, it gives the opportunity for the students who, through their 4 years of West, that have gone all out for the school, I guess one final recognition, and it's just really nice to remember, you know, your senior year in high school with that honor.
Thank you, Susie. Lisa, what does Hall of Fame mean to you?
I think all of us feel it's a great honor, of course, to be one of the chosen 14. Also, it makes us feel we're going a step in the right direction. I think maybe we're doing the right thing.
Okay, thank you. Now we're going to talk to Ms. Sue Ampanius, who is the coordinator of the Hall of Fame elections. Ms. Panius, how did Hall of Fame get started?
It started back in 1962 by the administration, and they felt that they wanted to pick out a certain number of seniors and honor them for being the top all-around seniors.
Right.
Then for several years it was run by the yearbook, and then it came into the guidance department to be administered.
And how is the election process run?
Well, initially the senior class sends representatives out to the senior homerooms and gets the class to nominate. Then each year it's either 2 homerooms or 3 homerooms that the seniors must appear on, and then we make a master list from that amount of nominations. Then that list goes back to the students to vote, and they vote for a certain percentage of the list, and the faculty does the same thing. Then the seniors who are nominated must get all of their activities verified by their sponsors, and then I check the class rank of the seniors, and those 4 things are all weighted equally. Then we add up the points and put the first person in right on down to 45, how many may have been nominated. And that is the regular process on how points are accumulated.
Right. Well, why were 14 seniors inducted this year as compared to last year's 10?
Every year there can be a variation on the number that is inducted. We try to have a break-off point where there is the biggest gap in the number of points.
Right.
And this year the biggest gap was between 14 and 15. All of the 14 who were inducted had over 200 points and were about 50 points away from the 15th person. So that's why we decided on 14 this year.
Okay, thank you very much.
This past Friday, Cherry Hill West Jazz Ensemble performed at the Cherry Hill Mall. Many enthusiastic shoppers stopped what they were doing to come and sit and listen. They broadcasted live on WSSJ radio station, and they spoke about our upcoming play, Bye Bye Birdie. A good time was had by all. Stay tuned following this newscast, where I play a special broadcast of the Cherry Hill West Jazz Festival. The Cherry Hill West Springs musical, Bye Bye Birdie, are gearing up for the opening night of this long-awaited production. The first repeat of a musical in West history, Bye Bye Birdie is the story of a rock star and the girl who wins his last kiss before he leaves to be drafted. The large cast of 44 opens on March 11th and continues on the 12th, 13th, 18th, and 19th, all curtains rising at 8 o'clock p.m. Tickets for all presentations can be bought in the cafeteria during all lunch periods or as they are available before the show for $3.50 and $4.
The Aspect staff, headed by editor Shilpi Niogi, is preparing for publication and hopes to have the magazine on sale in time for the Pavis Festival in May. Aspects has won many awards in past years for the literary works and creative arts presented in it. The artwork is recruited by the art staff, headed by Mrs. Toby Beer. The literary pieces are written by staff members as well as students from all grade levels who are interested in submitting material for the magazine. After all the work is submitted, the staff chooses the selections to be published. This is done by making copies of the work without the name of the writer appearing on it. The pieces are then read, discussed, and commented on, and then the staff makes its decision. Students may submit a literary piece in F38 or may give it to a staff member or contact Dr. Donald Fletcher, who is Aspect's advisor.
This past weekend, the Home and School Association hosted its annual flea market in the Delaware Gym. Judging from the crowd in the parking lot, the market was a huge success. Many dealers, as well as people who wanted to sell things from their own homes, were there, with over 75 booths. The booths ranged from handmade jewelry, antiques, and nostalgia items to food. So all the freshmen were sold out to the hungry bargain hunters.
The students and staff of Cherry Hill High School West invite you to attend an open house on Thursday, March 17, 1983, from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. in order to give you a glimpse of our school when it is in session. We will escort small groups through the building and provide time for you to experience some of the classroom activities. Tours will be conducted throughout the day, which will allow guests to arrive at their convenience. When you come to High School West on March 17th, please report to the library, where coffee will be served and the tours will begin. Parking will be permitted in the area in front of the Jones Gymnasium, where the basketball courts are located. Please join us.
Thank you for watching the West Weekly Report. Please join us again next week at this time. Good night.
Good night.
They're so ridiculous and so immature. I don't see why anybody wants them. Kids, they're just impossible to control. Kids with their awful clothes and their rock and roll. Why can't they be like you were, perfect in every way? What's the matter with kids too?
Good evening. This is Bama Asraya with Jill Schulter bringing you East Update for Wednesday, March 9th. The top story of the week is on East's spring musical, The Pirates of Penzance. Here with director Robert Nation is East Update's Christy Smith.
It's finally here. Linda Ronstadt and Rex Smith have whetted our appetites, and The Pirates of Penzance has finally come to East's very own stage, and you can see it. I'm with director Robert D. Nation. Mr. Nation, could you tell us a little bit about the play? What is it that makes it so unique?
Well, it is the first time we've been able to bring a Gilbert and Sullivan musical to our stage. We're very thrilled about that. In spite of the fact that it's well over 100 years old, it's as new and as exciting as any contemporary show is today on Broadway. The reason for this particularly is because of the genius of Joseph Papp, who is a current Broadway producer who believes in sparkle and excitement to really make the audience come alive as well as the actors. And he's made the adaptation of this particular production very exciting for the actors and for us to be working with. And as I said, it's as new today, as any current Broadway musical.
We understand that you have two casts. Could you tell us why you do this and a little bit about it?
The concept of double casting is probably unique to East among many of the area high schools. We believe that it is the best way to do a show in this school because of the numbers of students that we have. It gives us the best opportunity for maximum number of students having opportunity to perform in major roles. We've been doing it now for the last 4 or 5 years, and it also protects the show against the possibility of any students becoming ill during the course of rehearsals, etc., and there's no real pressure on them in terms of academics. If they have to do their schoolwork and they can't come to rehearsal, we have someone else who can fill in during that time.
Okay. And how long will it be playing, and how can people get tickets to come and see this musical?
Well, the show will be performing. It opens this Thursday night in a special student preview, and then we perform on Friday and Saturday of this weekend, and the following weekend on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This weekend's cast will be the white cast. We use the school colors for the two casts, and next week will be the red cast. And, of course, that makes some complications for changing of costumes, etc., but it also keeps the show very alive and exciting.
I've been hearing stories about the stunts that you're planning to have in this production.
Well, many of the people who audition for a show believe that you have to be a talented singer or actor or dancer, and of course that helps to be in a show. But I think that oftentimes people forget that to make a show come alive, it takes more than singing, dancing, and acting. And I think we are proving it with this production in that we have managed to get a lot of our athletes here at Cherry Hill East to audition and become involved in the production, particularly the gymnasts. And in utilizing the gymnasts in this production, we've been able to involve them in a lot of different stunts that make the show very, very exciting. This ship behind you is a good example of the kind of construction that has been needed to allow them to use the stage as their playground. They are all over it from the top to the bottom, and there are 18 pirates in all. And I think I didn't mention before that there is a cast of over 70 people involved on stage, besides the orchestra of another 30 people and all the crews, which gives us another 100 people working on the production. So there are a lot of people all over the place involved in this production.
Is there anything you'd like to add about the play?
No, I hope everyone will come, though, because we have, as you can see from the extravagant sets and the costumes that you'll be seeing in our dress rehearsal, we've really spent a lot of time on this one, and we're real proud, and we hope everyone will come and see it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nation. You're very welcome. This has been Christy Smith, back at the scenes of the Pirates at 10 Cents at East.
The new Student Congress officers for the year of 83-84 are John Schmerler, President, Patty Shore, Vice President of Activities, Jackie Needleman, Vice President of Affairs, Carol Clark, Secretary and Treasurer, and Lisa Morgenstern for Publicity. They are in the process of trying to make this year's variety show for both the students and the teachers. So if you have a talented teacher in mind, get them to join in the fun. Tryouts for the 4th Annual Student Congress Variety Show were held this week in the Little Theater. The variety show is held yearly in order to give students a chance to demonstrate their various talents. All kinds of acts were auditioned, and out of the approximately 30 acts that applied, between 14 and 16 were chosen. The show will be on the evening of Friday, April 15th. Tickets will be on sale during school hours for $2. Tickets at the door will be $3. The evening is sure to be an entertaining one.
Tickets for the junior prom go on sale this week from March 9th to 16th in the senior lounge after school. Tickets will be $42 a couple. The theme for this year's prom is Always and Forever. It will be held at Auleta's Ballroom on Friday, April 8th from 8 o'clock p.m. to 1 a.m. and dress is semi-formal. A diagram of the floor plan and table numbers is in the showcase in front of the senior lounge for those students interested in purchasing tickets. Reservations must be made by table and will be taken on a first-come, first-served basis, so make yours as soon as possible. A Come Rowdy meeting was held today to discuss its induction ceremony with the junior members designate. Seniors will meet Tuesday, March 15th after school. Come Rowdy is an honor society which recognizes the top 15% of the senior class and the top 5% of the junior class's members designate. The induction ceremony will be held on the evening of Tuesday, April 12th at East at 7:30 p.m.
The 4th Annual Career Fair will be held tomorrow in the boys' gym starting at 8 a.m. and continuing until 10th period. The Career Fair was created by the Cherry Hill Chambers of Commerce
to show students of high schools east and west the many career possibilities open to them. Last year, local business people had over 50 booths, and a similar number will be here this year in the gym. All gym and health classes will have a chance to visit the fair, and teachers of other subjects also have the option of bringing their students to see it. In addition to East Fair, Camden County College will hold a College Center Fair on Wednesday, March 16th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. in its community center. Over 100 colleges, technical and business schools will be represented. They plan to discuss their programs with students and give out free materials about their schools. Financial aid information will also be available. Students are encouraged to attend.
East's varsity chess team made it to the division finals last week. In the first round of the finals, they beat Lenape, then in the second, won against Bishop Eustace to make it to the championship round. There, they were edged by Camden by the close score of 3-2, but came home with second place. Congratulations to team members Victor Neal, Jan Speth, Alan Schwartz, Barton Smith, Marius Moskovetsky, and Dina Kravitz for an outstanding season. The Junior Classical League congratulates their teams on their strong showing during the Southern Regional Certamen last Saturday. The upper team, consisting of Tim Ash, Andy Bender, Maria Zuzak, and Vince Park, placed second, while the lower team, consisting of Kavita Gall, Anuradha Gwal, Grace Park, and David Binkoff, placed fifth. Congratulations. Congratulations also to the debate team, who placed first in the South Jersey Debate League. Joel Perlman was awarded a trophy for Best Negative Speaker of the league. Ann Lynn, Bonnie Ross, and Eric Simonoff had an impressive season.
There is a Spanish club meeting tomorrow for the officers and Friday for everyone else. The Spanish club is having a flamenco dancer come in on March 24th for one of their afternoon meetings to teach them the steps for the flamenco. This will then be part of the entertainment on April 7th for their international banquet. Also present at the banquet will be a group of exchange students from Italy and France. The French and German clubs will also provide entertainment at the banquet. This banquet will include Cherry Hill High School West too.
The boys' swim team finished a strong second in the state swim meet. School records were set by Sean Killian, John Marion, Dave Karen, and Glenn Hartkoff. Individual heats were turned in by Eric Peterson, Dave Hampson, and Bob Fulton. A league is being formed for the Racquetball Club, which will begin on March 16th. It will last for 4 weeks.
The French club is hoping to include a trip to Quebec during their spring break, while all of the clubs are busily planning to participate in the Student Congress Carnival Night on April 29th. The Afro-American Club is now planning a fashion show which includes a line of clothes from the Echelon Mall. The club had a nonprofit program last week called A Touch of Black Culture with Maria Greenwald as a special guest. 300 people attended and enjoyed the music, skits, and dancing that was being performed. The club is now busily compiling a very large scrapbook of all of their past events for future members of the Afro-American Club for them to enjoy.
Sign-ups for a volleyball game against the sophomores will begin this week. 8 people are allowed for each team, and the fee for one team will be $10. So get a team of your own together and compete against the sophomores.
Our undefeated All-Stars faculty continued their winning streak on March 3rd by defeating the WCAU Hotshots 106-86. Led by their general manager, Mr. Pie in the Face Diaco, and their coach, Dr. Martin, the All-Star team consisted of Mr. Swift, Mr. Devlin, Mr. Gallagher, Mr. Neck, Mr. Lapp, Mr. Adelisi, Mr. Kozloff, and Mr. Now, all of whom taught the Hotshots a lesson in basketball. In their season finale against Deptford on March 1st, all of the Cougar bowling teams were 3-1 winners, with the exception of the girls' varsity team. The girls' varsity completed their season with a 57-15 record. The boys' varsity team, led by Ira Richterman's 559 series and Dave Starr's 208 game, finished their season with a 45-27 record. Mike Milner had a 202 game and a 530 series to lead the JV boys. They finished with a 54-14 record, while the JV girls, who were 3-1, finished with a 45-23 record. The boys' sectionals were at 1 o'clock last Saturday at Maple Bowl. The boys' bowling team placed 6th in the sectional meet, but did not qualify for state finals. However, Dave Starr bowled 220, 170, and 194 for a 584 series and qualified for the state individual title this Saturday at Edison. Thank you for joining us. This has been Bama Threa and Jill Schulter for East Update. Stay tuned for the junior school news, followed by a concert by the West Jazz Ensemble.
Good evening. This is Michael Ayrton, and welcome once again to Brainerd News. This past week has been a busy one for us here at Brainerd. Our winter sports season has just ended, and we are all looking ahead to spring when baseball, softball, and track will be upon us. Also this past week, the 7th and 8th grade awards assemblies were held. The 7th grade awards assembly was last Friday, and the 8th grade awards assembly was just yesterday. Awards were given to the volleyball intramural champions as well as the College Bowl champions. The winners of the volleyball intramural program were Mr. Winfield's boys and Mrs. Cutler's girls for the 7th grade, and Mrs. Ellis's boys and Mr. Chamberlain's girls for the 8th grade. The College Bowl champions were Mrs. Feely for the 8th grade and Mrs. Cutler for the 7th grade. Both assemblies were climaxed by a volleyball game between the students and the teachers. The teachers proved too superior for the 7th grade, winning by a convincing margin. The score there was 19-13. Against the 8th grade, they furthered their winning ways by defeating a masterful 8th grade team. That score was 17-13. Also going on all of this week is Brainerd's annual book fair. And here with an interview of its organizer is Amy Miller.
This week at Brainerd is our school's book fair. And who would be the most likely person to interview in this situation other than our librarian, Mrs. Taggart?
Hello, Amy.
Hi. Mrs. Taggart, would you tell us something about the book fair?
The book fair at Brainerd is the PTA's annual fundraising event for the year. The books are hand-selected, picked, and we have students from all language arts classes coming in during their period to look over the books and to purchase.
And what is the price ranges for the books?
Some are $1.25 to $3.95, for example, Guinness Book of World Records. And they're in between, can be $2.25, $1.95.
Okay. I imagine it's been successful. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it every year.
It has been very successful. It's a great chance for us to meet the parents, the interested parents of students at Brainerd who give their time, come in for the whole week for the book fair.
Where do the funds go, and what are they used for?
The funds are used for activities at Brainerd and whatever the school decides that students will need for activities.
Mm-hmm. Well, we hope the book fair is successful once more this year and in the years to come.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us. And now back to Mike.
Thank you, Amy, for that very revealing interview. For the entire Brainerd News staff, this is Michael Ayrton saying good night and see you next week.
Good evening, and welcome once again to What's News at Heritage. I'm Nina Jaffe.
And I'm Robin First. For the next few weeks, we'll be walking through Heritage and introducing you to some of the people that make things work here.
If you ask the students in our school what their favorite period of the day is, many would say lunch, and that's where our tour begins today.
Two of the ladies responsible for making lunches here at Heritage are Mrs. Rita Lombardo and Mrs. Grace Kraut. What are your responsibilities here, and how long have you been working here?
I'm the baker here at Heritage. I've been here for 7 years. My duty is to make sure the children have all nice, fresh cake.
I'm the cafeteria manager, and I've been working for the system for 16 years, 13 of them here at Heritage.
If the students ask you, what are the most and least favorite lunches?
First would be cheesesteak. Their second choice is pizza, and the least is an egg sandwich.
In your years at Heritage, what do you remember as the funniest thing that's ever happened in the cafeteria?
The cafeteria. Well, I'll leave that to Mrs. Lombardo, because she's the one that did it.
When I first started baking, I wasn't too familiar with the big mixer. So one day I was making what we call a crazy cake. It's a delicious cake, but it's a real runny battery. So I put everything into the mixer. Everything goes in the mixer at one time, and then you turn the mixer on. The mixer was on high speed. Without checking, I turned it on. You never saw a chocolate mess in your life. There was chocolate all over me, all over the walls, all over the floor. That was my worst experience.
Speaking of unusual situations, I've been informed that you're going to put Nina and I to work today. What did you have in mind?
About making hoagies.
Why not?
Right, you sure have already washed your hands. Get me some aprons.
We're about out of time this evening, but we'd like to thank our guests, Mrs. Strout and Mrs. Lombardo, for joining us this evening. And thanks to you, our viewers, for watching us. So for Nina Jaffe and Robin First, thanks for watching What's News at Heritage.